WWE SummerSlam is this Sunday, and now I'm here to give you my predictions for the show. Let's start on the pre-show. The two matches listed for the pre-show so far are Akira Tozawa, who's defending the Cruiserweight Championship that he won on Raw against Neville. I'm going to go with Tozawa to win this. It wouldn't shock me if Neville won, because they've done it before when they've done the title change and get switched right back like a week or two later on the pay-per-view. But I'm going to go with Tozawa on this one. I think he retains it here, and I hope they give him a long reign, because that was a great moment seeing him win the belt on Raw. Then we have the New Day, who will be represented by Big E and Xavier Woods, who are defending their tag team titles against the Usos. This is a really good match. Also on the pre-show, I'm disappointed. I'm not completely angry. It's on the pre-show. They'll probably have more time, and they can probably have another great match like they had on the last pay-per-view. But I think they've done a good job with this program. I would have liked to see them be featured on the main card, but it'll still be a good match. Interesting. This is very interesting. It could go either way. Wouldn't shock me to go either way. For the tag team titles, they do like to give teams long reigns. They usually don't switch that title too much, and I'm going to go with the New Day. They just won it at Battleground, and I think they keep the belts here, and I think they beat the Usos. Now, let's talk about the Raw Tag Team Championships. Now we're getting on to the main card, obviously. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Another match that could go either way. Like the other tag match, it's a toss-up. I think this is a toss-up. I know Sheamus, I think he might be leaving to do a movie, but despite that, you know what? I'm gonna go with Cesaro and Sheamus to retain the belts. I want to see Ambrose and Rollins win. The crowd would love it. I think they'd go nuts, but I'm going to say either Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins fucks up. It's a mistake. It's a botch. And one of them costs the other to lose the titles, even though to lose the match. But I'd like to see him win the belt. And I think eventually we will see a Shield reunion. However, I think they're continue to tease dissension after this, and I'm going to go with Sheamus and Cesaro to win. But I think Ambrose and Rollins will eventually get the belts, but I think it's a miscue and the champs retain. Here's an interesting one. John Cena versus Baron Corbin. Well, I hope John Cena wins. And I usually root against John Cena in matches because, he wins every single damn big match he has most of the time. But I'm worried Baron Corbin's going to win. This card's hard to predict. There's a lot of matches that could go either way. This is another one. Toss-up. John Cena is going to Raw. So usually WWE, they have that same mentality. When a wrestler leaves, it's kind of like leaves a brand. It's kind of like leaving the territories back in the territory days. You leave the territory, you put the guy over. Cena is most likely going to Raw. All the reports saying he's going to Raw. He doesn't have much of a future at SmackDown. That's why I think they had him face Jinder Mahal to finally do that match on SmackDown without building up to anything, because I think he's done with that brand. Because of that, I'm going to have to go with Baron Corbin. I think Corbin will win the match. Even though there is some heat on Corbin, it wouldn't shock me to see Cena win, and I don't think the fans would be too bothered by it, but I'm going to go with Corbin. I think he does it in a heelish way. I think it's a heel move, and I think he wins. They love the guy. They keep pushing him. I'm glad he lost that Money in the Bank briefcase, but I'm switching. I'm going with John Cena. I'm going to switch my pick. I'm going to go with John Cena. I think there's some heat on Corbin. I think the company is mad at him for the tweet he made. I'm going to go with John Cena to win. Even though when you think about it, the territory analogy I made, I'm going to say it doesn't apply to John Cena because he's John Cena. He's probably going to have a huge match at WrestleMania at Roman Reigns or something. So I'm going with Cena on the match. I switched it. John Cena's my pick. Next, first of all, I also wanted to address if this match happens, which there's a chance it could happen. I haven't heard any rumors, but I assume The Miz and Jason Jordan will be somewhere involved on the show. Maybe it's a segment, maybe it's just a backstage segment, but it's possible they have a match or something on the show for the IC title. If that does happen, I know it was originally supposed to happen on this show, but if it does happen, my pick to win that match is going to be The Miz. I think The Miz will win if they have a match, but that's just a hypothetical thing if that takes place. Next, Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. This is a very anticipated match, not because of the match, the return of the Demon. The Demon returns. The Demon's going to be massively over in Brooklyn. You know, I've seen so many of his incarnations of the Demon. I hope he does the Joker one, even though it's outdated now that the Dark Knight was like 9 years ago. But he did the thing where he dressed up as Heath Ledger's Joker back in Japan. I think that'd be really cool. Since it's Brooklyn, it's kind of like Gotham. You know, I think that'd be really awesome if he would do that. Or like do something New York related. I don't remember his exact design last year, but it was pretty cool. So I'm always excited to see the Demon. Crowd's going to be very over for Finn. I think Finn for sure, without question, wins this match. It's Bray Wyatt. He's a loser. No reason how he's going to lose to Bray Wyatt. He lost to Bray on Raw. I think this is almost the lock of the night. So I'm going to go with Finn Balor to beat Bray Wyatt. Big Show versus Big Cass in a shark cage match. So Enzo Amore is going to be suspended above the ring in the shark tank. The only reason they use this damn shark cage is because they want to sell toys. Nothing else. It's not because it's a gimmick that's great. They just want to sell some toys. So let's put Enzo Amore in a shark cage. They've done this like 3 times. They've done it twice, like in almost the last year. I mean, this is the 3rd time. So yeah, they just want to sell some toys. Fairly obvious who's winning this. I think this is even a bigger lock than the last match I talked about. Big Cass obviously wins, unless maybe Big Show and Cass are gonna have a long-term rivalry, so they might give Show a win. I don't know, but I think Big Cass wins. How I think this happens is, Enzo Amore messes the match up. He'll drop something from the cage. He'll try to give it to Big Show. Cass nails Big Show with the weapon, and Cass wins. And then maybe after the match, Big Show knocks out Cass because Vince McMahon absolutely despises Enzo Amore. He hates him, so I'm gonna say Enzo messes the match up and gets knocked out by Big Show after the match. So Cass is my pick. Randy Orton versus Rusev. Randy Orton wins. Randy Orton's lost 3 straight pay-per-view matches to the Maharaja. He lost a match to Bray Wyatt, that infamous awful House of Horrors match. He's on the 4 pay-per-view losing streak. He won, when you think of the year he won the Royal Rumble, won the title at WrestleMania, but he's lost his last 4 pay-per-views. I think Randy Orton's due for a win. I think he's going to go over in this match. So Randy Orton's my pick. Again, it completely shocked me if Rusev won. I mean, Rusev is kind of the Bray Wyatt of SmackDown, in my opinion, which very good character, very talented. Was over for a while, but of course, he loses to everyone. Lost to John Cena a whole bunch of times, and he's dead now. And he's just a mid-carder. Probably will never be a top guy. So Randy Orton's my pick to beat Rusev. So next match is for the United States Championship, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, which Shane McMahon is the special guest referee. A lot can happen here. It's possible that they do something when Shane McMahon costs AJ the match, but since they've switched the titles so many times, and like the last 2 months between these two, I think AJ's retaining. And I don't know when the Shane and KO match will happen. It's possible to have a match at Hell in a Cell in October, since that's the next SmackDown pay-per-view, and they have Shane in another Hell in a Cell match. We don't want to see him die. I don't know if I want to see that again, him jump off again, but I think that's where this is might heading. So I'm going to say Shane McMahon inadvertently cost Kevin Owens the match. And what I mean by that, I don't know if he might do something when AJ hits the phenomenal forearm on KO. AJ pins him, and Kevin Owens has his foot under the rope, and he gets pinned, or maybe it's on the rope, or maybe a shoulder, or something like that. It'll be a controversial finish that Kevin Owens will be furious with, and it'll start a rivalry with KO and Shane. So AJ's my pick, and the only thing I don't like, I'm afraid that Shane McMahon's involvement as a special referee is going to overshadow the match. But these two have had so many matches in the last couple months, and they had a disappointing match in the last pay-per-view, so I think they might steal the show here if they have time, and WWE lets them. So AJ is my pick. For the Raw Women's Championship, probably one of my most anticipated matches of the show, because I'm a big fan of these two, and I think these two have great chemistry together. I wish they'd have this long-term bad blood heat rivalry. Maybe they can make up and make go. That's okay, but that's probably not going to happen. But Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks, I've wanted to see this like brutal blood hate rivalry between the two, and I think it can be such a great rivalry in WWE, and such a long-term rivalry, one of the best, maybe the best women's rivalry in the history of the company. I think it has that much potential. It can be because I think these two genuinely do not like each other, especially Sasha. I think Sasha really has a strong disdain for Alexa Bliss. You get the impression Sasha hates Alexa a lot more than Alexa hates Sasha. But these two had a very good match at the last pay-per-view, Great Balls of Fire. It was a really good women's match. The ending sucked, but here, this is a toss-up. This is another match that is a toss-up. It can go either way. Either way will not surprise me whatsoever. WWE loves Alexa Bliss, as they should. They have her having the SummerSlam Diaries on their YouTube channel. They are promoting the hell of her. They had her on ESPN. You had, you have them making her the face of the women's division. She is smoking hot. She has a great personality. She's great on the mic. She's decent in the ring. She can have good matches. So that she's the face of the women's division. But, they also really are high on Sasha. She's, again, really hot, very attractive. Incredible in the ring, in my opinion, the best women's wrestler in the history of the company. That's how good Sasha is. And again, has a lot of charisma. Is very over with the fans. So could go either way. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss to retain the match, the title. I think that's the safe pick. But, I mean, it's really close. It wouldn't shock me at all to see Sasha. I'm going to go with Alexa, but, that's one of those things. It certainly can go either way. Now, this next women's match, I don't believe, is much of a toss-up. Naomi and Natalya. So, no one cares about this match. They do care, however, about what could happen after this match or during this match with Carmella. So, I'm going to say Naomi beats Natalya. Carmella cashes. I was thinking to myself, Carmella's cashing in and failing. But it just had Corbin fail. I don't think they're going to have two Money in the Bank cash-ins, briefcases holders fail, because that would hurt the Money in the Bank. But I'm going to say they have Naomi win and Carmella messes up, but she keeps the briefcase. She doesn't lose the briefcase like Corbin, but she tries to cash in and it's a failure, and Naomi gets off. And I'm going to say Carmella messes up, but she still keeps the briefcase. It'll be one of those things. They tease the cash in, but it doesn't actually happen. That we've seen a million times. Won't be like SmackDown when we saw Corbin lose, because I don't think they're going to have two briefcase holders lose. But I'm going to say Naomi keeps the belt in this match. The WWE Championship. Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going to say, this is hard. We're going to see a new champ. Nakamura is winning the WWE Championship. I don't have high expectations at all for the match. Very low expectations, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be very good. They can be very average. Mahal has been one of the worst champions in WWE history. He has been awful. I think the people who have defended him just want to side with WWE no matter what and go against the internet. I am going to say we got a new champ, and Nakamura is your new WWE champion. Nakamura is my pick. I really think Nakamura is taking this, and I hope I'm right, but I have a good feeling Nakamura will win the title tonight, or on Sunday at SummerSlam. So I'm going to see a new champ, and for the second major title match, the main event, without question, it should be the main event. Fatal 4-Way, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. Big Braun Strowman fan. Would love to see Strowman win. Huge fan. Big Joe fan. Seeing Joe win would be awesome. The crowd would go nuts. They would completely mark out for it. He's been very over with that crowd. So I'd like to see him win, like Strowman. Would despise if Reigns won. Would just absolutely suck. Would just make everyone furious. The crowd would just be devastated. However, I am going to pick who I think will win this match and retain the title, Brock Lesnar. Lesnar wins. Him and Heyman aren't going anywhere. I was not a big fan of that stipulation because I think I gave the match away too much, but Lesnar wins. It's going to be awesome. Definitely looking forward to this. Should be a great match. I think Lesnar sticking around, and I believe Brock Lesnar will hold the belt all the way to WrestleMania.